Good morning. So this week is a fun week because there's two very big exciting things happening. Let me just see if I can set you down there. Firstly, and I'll show you after the chat, we needed to get 2 new windows for the upstairs, for our master bedroom as well as for the bathroom. So the 2 windows that you can see out of the roof from the front of the house. Technically at the moment it's just wood frames with a few pieces of glass in it. I mean, these windows have lasted, I think, 33 years. And it's been corroded from the sun over the years. We didn't really want to repair them. We felt like because the condition is so bad, let's just replace them, because we want to replace all the windows in the house eventually to the same style that we did with the briar room stacker door and the kitchen windows. So we decided to replace these 2 for now in that same style. And then the rest of the windows we'll just paint, because once it's painted, it'll look the same. So that's happening tomorrow, and I'm very curious to see what it looks like. I've only seen a sketch, and we're going with 6 panes on each, because each window has like 3 parts. And then today, Granite Perfect is coming to remove our island countertop, the white quartz countertop that we currently have on the island. Now, I've hinted on this in the previous videos where I told you guys that we weren't happy with the white countertop, and that we're looking at different options and we were waiting for prices. So we got the prices and it turned out not to be, too expensive. We didn't have to end up paying in that much to get the look that we really want in the kitchen. So, and then they're going to measure what countertop is required in the scullery. And then I also want to do like a little backsplash at the coffee station as well. Then they're going to go to the workshop, cut the top, and then bring it back this afternoon to install it, which means that I'll be able to get the team out here to finally install the tap and basin and the plumbing in the scullery, which will be the very first time that I will have hot water in my kitchen since we moved into the house, I think about 2.5 months ago. Yay! Because so far I've had to boil the kettle if I want to wash really large oily stuff that can't fit into the dishwasher. Or Mom in Love packs a tray and she takes it to her place, washes it and brings it back. It's going to be quite nice to just be able to do that here now. Then it's going to feel a bit more complete. I think that's one of the things that was kind of bothering me, is that it feels like we're not getting anywhere with the scullery. And then what I really wanted to do with the island was make it a warm, moody centerpiece. The white quartz countertop, it just never gave me the warmth that I really wanted. So we went oak shopping at Rare Woods in Epping. I think it's Epping. To go have a look at a few French rustic oak beams to put together and make a solid oak countertop, which I've only dreamed about before. That was the plan from the start, to do like a solid wood island, kind of solid, but that kind of functions as the old, in the old days where they had the kitchen table, the old wooden kitchen table, which now you'll find a lot of on Facebook Marketplace, which is the old Oregon pine kitchen tables that have aged so beautifully over the years. And that's what I'm picturing when I'm thinking of this island. I won't mind if it has, sorry, I have the cold, flu, I think it's a flu, where, if it gets a knock or a bump or a cut or something, that I don't want it to stay perfect. I want it to kind of age well and have a character form over the years, obviously taking good care of it by waxing and oiling it, but not sanding it down so it's perfectly square and smooth all the time. So that's happening potentially this afternoon or tomorrow. Yeah, it's gonna really feel like we're making progress, and then hopefully soon I can receive my kitchen counter stools, which I've ordered and I'm desperately waiting for, because it's the most beautiful thing I've ever seen, and it's just going to complete this old feel cottage look in the kitchen that I have dreamt of. And I need to shoot a reel for a client today as well, but you guys will see it on Instagram. But that's the update for now. So let me show you our window situation currently. We got some black bag and masking tape drapes, grips, and you can see that is open. That is open. There's no glass in there, and obviously no glass behind this, the black bags as well. So there's constantly a draft in here, so we always keep the door closed just to prevent the draft from going into the house. And then These two panels that you see, that is Mom and Love's kitchen panels that still needs to go up for the cabinet under her sink. But she's been kind enough to borrow it to us so that we have some sort of prevention for the wind and rain coming in. So thankfully when the windows are in, then we can finish these up and actually install them for her. So I mean, you can see there, no glass, and just looks really bad. It looks really bad from outside as well. I think that I also love that the frames are going to be black, so it's going to give a nice contrast to the white that we've painted around it. They initially sketched up doing this exactly the same way. So that's a fixed panel with this window opening up that way and this window opening up that way, but just doing it in black aluminium with a stick-on bars. But when I saw the sketch, I told the guy, it's just too many blocks. I asked him to make it 6 pane. This is basically going to look like that. It's going to have 6 blocks per window. Obviously the blocks are just going to be a bit bigger. It looks a bit cleaner and more modern. I don't think the install is going to be too crazy because it's mostly wood around this window. I'm hoping it's going to be fairly simple. Then for the bathroom, we probably need to take this off before they come tomorrow. But the bathroom looks pretty nasty as well. You can see I propped the towel there because there's wind coming in. That window doesn't close properly. I mean, it's stuck there with tape. So it's holding on by a thread at the moment. And if I remember correctly, we went with clear glass for this bathroom. I think I had the idea of like doing a Roman blind or something in front of the window instead of doing frosted glass. I don't remember what we did. I'll just find out tomorrow. Alternatively, we can do some film on the windows, but I think doing a blind would be fine because I don't really like the look of having the bottom frosted and the top not. I'd rather have everything look the same, and then we can just figure out a way to bring in privacy here, because I love the fact that you can actually see out. It brings in so much light and a beautiful view, not that you can see a view through the dirty windows. And then we'll obviously eventually figure out a way how to replace this. I don't even know what that's, wax. It's like a candle melted here. But we'll need to replace this piece of wood as well. Might perhaps do tiles on it maybe, or epoxy or something, I don't know. Or maybe wood would be fine. I think when the windows are actually sealed properly and properly installed, there won't be any water damage coming in anymore. So then we'll be able to keep the wood. We can maybe just sand it down and see what it looks like. And I have so much laundry to pack away. Thankfully, Mom and Love is helping me do the washing. Just don't have the energy, but I'm gonna have to do it. It's just one of those things we need to take responsibility and do it. Don't want to see what my closet or wardrobe or clothing cabinet looks like at the moment. It's not a good representation of me, but it might be a good representation of where I am currently, which is all over the place, trying to find my feet. It's a mess. I'm just like shoving the stuff in. Henry's closet is very organized. I try to keep it that way for him, but I'm not worried about mine. But I'll do, like, I still need to get to organizing the whole house as well, which is something I'm passionate about, living in order. Currently, the spaces that we operate in most is in order, but because we're not in this room often, my mind isn't here to organize it. So I'm a little frustrated with my clothing situation at the moment, but I also understand that it's temporary and I'll get to it. So I'm not gonna let it steal my peace. But there's a very good possibility that every time I open this cabinet, something will fall out. Whew, okay, done. Forgot that we actually need to take the tap off. so they can remove the countertop. So I'm gonna go in with my head under the counter. Moenie my skia nie.
Jy trek nie warm genoeg aan nie.
Ek is warm, ek het dik sokkies aan en ek het 3 treie
Jy het
aan.
medisyne gedrink?
Ja. En ek het my breakfast geëet voor ek my medisyne gedrink.
Ja. Jy is buite by die hoenders die hele tyd.
Ek is nie heeltyd by die hoenders nie. Toe ek uit was vanoggend het ek 'n masker aangehad en my hoodie.
Nou as jy nie lekker voel, jy kom lê jy nie.
Want dis mense
Jy kan lê op die bank.
en ek moet content shoot.
Hulle gaan nie omgee nie. Gaan julle omgee as my vrou lê op die bank?
Glad nie.
As.
Hoekom het hulle dit gemaak vir soos 'n mini binne?
Kom jy net die kas reg
Maar
gemaak?
dit is 'n mini wasbak. Kan ek help?
Net sien, jy moet al.
Dit raai om net daar. Ja, dit raai.
Clever man.
Wag 'n bietjie.
Gee gou vir my die my vrou, nie nog van as ek dit doen nie, maar dis nou maar hoe dit is.
Nee, jy gaan nie my bottermes gebruik nie.
Nee.
Vat 'n flat.
Daar is nie 'n bottermes nie. Nou sê.
Hy vat altyd my mooi mes.
My vrou skel my net.
Hy vat altyd my mooi messe en dan
Okay.
sny hy hout met dit. So excited when the countertop guys arrived to get the countertops in, but when they set the pieces down, I noticed that they never did the grooves, which I paid for. And I think we were discussing all of the little bits and pieces this morning that it completely slipped all of our minds. So they had to go back with the 2 pieces. They've only installed the little backsplash of the coffee station, but they had to go back to the factory to have those grooves done, and then they'll bring back. Hopefully tomorrow they can come and finish up, because then we can get the plumbing done. So we're not there yet. Jy sê vir my, as ek hom wax, gaan dit genoeg wees, of moet ek hom olie?
Ek sê wax hom.
Wax.
Ja.
Dit is best ook vir die ras.
Water.
Oh, shit. Is die water weer opgedraaid? Nee, man. Ja. So here's a quick fun thing that I just did. I decided to quickly test out the wax on the inside of the oak veneer doors, which is basically the same. The top layer is actual wood. It's just a very thin layer. So it reacts the same as solid wood. And I decided to wax the one door and not wax the other door. And I want to show you the difference it makes, because I needed to see this. I want to show you how cool this is. Okay, this is the door that I waxed on the inside. So it's very smooth now. And this is the door I didn't wax. That's just water, don't worry about that. And this one feels quite rough and raw versus this one that feels quite smooth and sealed. So I want to show you what happens. So I'm going to take just water from here and put it on that door. You can't even see it. I mean, I want to show you quickly. You can see the water there, but it doesn't change the color of the door, which means that it's not actually being absorbed. Can I say that? It's just sitting on the surface because obviously the wax seals it so the water just drips off of it. Versus over here, if I add water, it does that. And it changes the color, which makes me very nervous. Because you don't know if it's actually absorbing anything. But the wax is just kind of giving me a little bit more peace of mind. The wax door is definitely doing something for me. So I am considering waxing this entire thing. Every little piece on this entire island, I think I'm going to wax. Because the nice thing is it doesn't change the color. And that's what I'm going to do. And thing is, I need to at least wax and seal this entire countertop before I connect the water again, because I don't want any damage. It's a really hard wood, so it won't get damaged that easily, but I just want to make sure it's protected before I do anything else. I've already put some wax on here, and you can actually see that it's not really changing the color. So it was a little bit darker when I just put the wax on because it's wet and it's starting to dry a little bit. What they say is that after you've applied the wax, you just use like a soft, clean rag or cloth just to kind of polish it in afterwards. So I wanted to kind of just test it out under the countertop just to see how it reacts. I might even do this little piece over here just to also see how it reacts to water. Just want to know if this will be sufficient and if I'll need to do anything else. Vessel from VanDykDesigns, he knows that I'm very particular with what I want. I know what I want, but I don't know how to get there. So he chose to leave it with me to figure out the sealing process, because he doesn't want to just do something that I'm not happy with the result. So I'm willing to play around with it a little bit until I find what I really love. I just really don't want to change the natural color of the wood, because usually it turns like orange or yellow, which is the color we're trying to get away from. So it's going to be a process to figure it out. Just want to make sure that this wood top is going to last a long time. Okay, so I'm going to try and do this corner over here just because I think it's going to help me see a little bit better. So let me just do that. So that's just one layer of wax. I'm going to let that dry a little bit, and then I'll just polish it with this cloth over here. Okay, this is the corner I waxed earlier on, so it's dried a little bit more now, so I'm just going to wipe it so it kind of polishes it. And I'm going to do the water test on there quickly. Tap there with water versus tapping there with water. So you can see the water over here where I waxed sits on the surface, and that kind of changes the color. So definitely feeling good about the waxing at this point.
Damn. Just dat ek baie beter. Dit het al van haar nie. Ek try. Dit voel vir my net warm.
Dit doen.
Dit voel net beter.
Soveel beter.
Dit is so cool. Damn, is mooi.
So we didn't quite like the shine that the wax, I put the wax on, and when it dried, I used a polish cloth to just polish it off, and it made it quite shiny, which we don't really want. We don't want it to look like it's been sealed with a sealer or something. We want it to look a bit more natural. I just took a chance with this white sponge over here, and going over that actually takes the shine away a little bit and makes it a bit more matte. It's difficult to see here, but this is a bit more matte than there. You can see that over there. It's quite shiny still, and then this area not so much. Oh, this looks amazing. With using this white sponge, the wax is actually going into the cracks over here, and I'm kind of liking it. It makes me feel a little safer with not having food go into these. We've got bigger cracks over here as well, and we just kind of see how it goes. We've never worked with this before. We're just gonna take it little bit by little bit, trying to be careful as we work with it to see what works and what doesn't work, and if we'll need to fill that over time or not. It's looking really good so far. The wax just makes the wood look healthier. Oeh, hou je versigtig. Voel sommer helderder hierbo.
Yes, dit laat mooi. Dis fyn.
Hulle het net die baars 'n bietjie reguit gemaak, en dan gaan ons môre daai tape kan aftrek.
Ja.
Dit voel baie kaal nou, want ek is so gewoond aan die swart sak in die hout waar daar gestaan.
Maar hoe dit lyk regtig.
Mooi vars.
Baie netjies gedoen.
Ek moet sê ek sien nogal kans om hierdie hele gedeelte soos 'n moody mosgroen te verf
Ja.
in plaas van wit. Ek kan nogals picture dat hierdie soos 'n venster bench kry. Dan sal ek graag soos 'n muurliggie daar wil sit en 'n muurliggie hier met 'n Roman blind, en dan kan mens nou lekker die liggies aansit. Wat lekker is ten minste houtmure, so jy kan die kabel binne die muur sit.
Ja.
Ek gaan maar gordyntjie bedang hierso. Maar weer daai paal gaan kry net gordyntjie oorhang. this has been one bonkers day. I mean, I didn't even record everything because I was just so extremely overwhelmed. I mean, we had the scullery countertop guys here, we had the wood countertop guys here, we had the window guys here, and I needed to record a reel for my client, which was so difficult for me to do because I felt so extremely sick today. With the wood countertop being installed, Vessel didn't seal it. He brought it to me raw because he knows that I'm very specific with what I want. So he said, well, let me just bring you the raw countertop and you can play around and figure out what you want to do with it. So I was nervous with that because I wanted to reinstall the tap because it's the only water point we have in our kitchen at the moment, but I didn't want to install the water point or the tap before the countertop was sealed because I didn't want water damage. So I felt like this extreme pressure, and I know it's probably just me putting the pressure on myself to get that sealed so that I can put the tap back in, so that I can open the water again, so that the whole house and Mom and Love has water again. And I was trying to wax this thing and I was just overdoing it completely. And then when the wax dried, I went back with a polishing cloth, and then it was polished, like shiny, which I don't want. I want like a matte, raw looking countertop, but it needs to be sealed. And it was just so uneven because I got so tired from polishing this thing and it was so labor intensive. And then Henry walked in and he was like immediately like, oh, what the heck did you do to the countertop? And I was so frustrated. I was like, don't pull your, like, just don't say anything, just leave me alone. I'm tired, I'm sick, I don't feel well, I have so much to do. Don't make comments and faces right now. And he also doesn't like the shine on it, but I took this white magic sponge type of thing and just try to kind of get a even texture over the entire countertop. It's still not perfect, but it is waxed, so I'm just happy that it's safe. But we'll fine-tune how we actually want to seal this thing in the end of the day. It is a little bit shiny still and uneven. Yeah, I just got done filming the reel for my client in the scullery. It looks amazing, and now as a result I have 2 beautiful pictures hanging in my scullery.